Good evening and welcome to the Stellar Monarchs preview show. Myself, Ben Munsey, joined of course by Dave Harley as we look ahead to not one, Dave, but two Speedway matches this weekend. First up, it's the Stellar Monarchs versus Plymouth on Friday night, and then it's the Monarchs Academy versus the Workington Comets on Saturday. So, Dave, big weekend for both the Championship and the National League outfits for the Monarchs.
Yeah, both teams in action on Friday and Saturday, so double helping in Speedway for us this weekend. It's it's that time of the season now where there's been a few challenges for both teams, and they're hanging on into potentially just those playoffs, and we've got to turn it around now and got to start winning by these meetings this weekend.
That's it. Easy as that, Dave. Got to start winning. And somebody here to run the rule over it is Academy team boss and lifelong Monarchs fan, Scott Wilson. We welcome Scott in now.
Scott, hey guys, how we doing?
Well, good, Scott. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, it's a nice wee trip to Mildenhall last weekend, and yeah, looking forward to two meetings this weekend, not just the one.
Yeah, that's it. Both teams riding this weekend, so as you boys said there at the start, it's an important one. And yeah, Mildenhall on Sunday. Second time I've been there, but first time actually being involved, and yeah, it was good. Bit of an interesting track surface to start the meeting, but that's kind of par for the course when you go down there these days. But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go on.
Yeah, we certainly will, and we can see folks starting to join us already, so do get your comments and questions in for Scott. Bit of a packed show tonight, Dave, with the two to go through. We'll also hear from Craig Cook. You were on your travels this week, Dave, so you managed to catch up with Cookie, who I've seen a couple of video clips, looked to be in absolutely vintage form at Oxford last night, so fingers crossed for the Monarchs that carries on into Friday, because as we've already touched on, we can't afford any more slip-ups at home.
Yeah, Cookie was absolutely excellent last time. I've not seen the videos yet, but particularly Heat 13 at cutback and Heat 13 was amazing. The real Craig Cook at his best, and as we'll hear in the interview, he's quite chipper enjoying it there. And as you say, we've got folk on the comments already. Chris Black, obviously we fancy for you, Scotty, is a wee bit of eye candy, says, and John Clements is saying hello. All right, folks, so get your comments in for Scott or if you've got some predictions for the matches, we'd love to hear them too.
How much are you due, Chris, for that comment there, Scott? Is that two siders going his way on Friday night?
Don't know what you're talking about, Graham.
But Scott, yeah, obviously the Academy has been your main focus this year, but I think I said in the introduction, you've been a Monarchs fan as long as you can remember. So, and you're involved, you're in the pits every Friday, Armadale, and any away matches you're at. So you see what's going on in the team, and it's been a tough start to the season, but I think I looked at it, during the week, and we're still less than halfway through our league campaign, or maybe only one match past being halfway through now. So there's still a lot of time, and we probably now know it's a mini league, isn't it? It's us, Plymouth, Berwick, and Birmingham going for that sixth spot. So when we're facing those teams, when I spoke to Josh Pickering. I spoke to Ben Barker for the programme, and he used the adage, it's a six-pointer. It's an old football six-pointer on Friday night.
Yeah, that's it. As you say, the league has almost started to split in two a little bit, and ultimately finishing sixth in the league is never where the Edinburgh Monarchs want to be. But for this season, that will be good enough. And as you say, those other teams that are round about us that are going to be fighting for that sixth spot, if we beat them home and away, that almost on its own could carry into the playoffs. And then if you pick up another couple of wins here and there, then that would kind of just seal it. And when you look at those teams, we've still to race, obviously, them at home, we've still to race them away. So apart from Birmingham, we've beat them. So it's possible that we could win all of those meetings, and as I say, that could be enough in itself. So the first of those really, really important ones is on Friday, and the boys know they need to get a win.
Yeah, although I would maybe contest it's a 4-pointer and a 6-pointer, 2 points on a win these days, Graham. But and of course that important aggregate bonus point as well. So it's a long way down to Plymouth, and whilst we have had good results there in the past, it'd be if we want to get that 5th point, which could be crucial, then it'd be a big win on Fridays there. And with that, I mean, we've had a bit of a swap around of the team this week as well, with Bastien switching to number 2, putting Paco at number 4 for rider replacement. They tried that last night as well. It gives Kai heats 12 and heat 14, and something a bit different. I wouldn't say it made a lot of difference last night, but it's good to try different things, I suppose, Graham.
Yeah, I think so. And we've seen, Bastien is capable, and he's capable for the start of the meeting. If he could get himself at the gate level with people, he'll blitz them. And some of his outside racing. Obviously, I was at Glasgow. I watched the stream at Scunthorpe. You were at Oxford, Dave. There's not a little bit of quit in that guy. There's not a single ounce of quit in that guy. He gives it his all. So I think moving him to 2 won't face him. And then the hope's got to be that Kai, on paper, he is the third heat leader, and numerically he's the third heat leader. So certainly at home, he should be looking to make heats 12 and 14 his own. So I think that's the way for moving that there. It gives you that strength, if you can go Kai 12, Josh and Craig 13, Kai 14, then the same heat 13 pair in heat 15, it gives you a nice kick at the end of the meeting.
Yeah, definitely, and we're listing Mark Parker at number 8 on Friday, and as we know, the rules are they can replace him at any time. And I know Dale got a nasty one when his chain came off, and was it heat 5 or 6 last night? That looked really nasty. Hopefully he's good to go on as far as we're aware he is. So that's important for both Friday and Saturday, Scott.
Yeah, that's it. The academy can't afford to lose any more riders. We've got enough to deal with as it is. But just very, very briefly spoke to Dale today, and I don't think there'll be any problems for him. So that's good. As I say, we can't afford to lose anybody else at the moment.
Yeah, key man indeed for both, certainly. Dave, if you look over to the Plymouth team now, it's a team that we've touched on. They've had their troubles so far this season. But you look on paper, and particularly at that top end, we all know how good Richie Worrell is. We've seen him in the Monarchs colours a few times. Kyle Howarth, he's got an excellent Armadale record. The Monarchs have used him as a guest before, and of course, a former Monarch many, many years ago. It seems crazy how many years ago that was now. And Ben Barker, always capable of putting the cat among the pigeons. So we've said it's crucial, and we've touched on what we think is looking like a balanced and the sort of as strong as the Monarchs have been all season. But that's a Plymouth team that can't be discounted at all.
No, I agree. Apologies for the typo in James Pearson's name there. Just spotted that. So it's going across. So I'd slap on the wrist for me. But yeah, no, they've got riders that are triers that are there. And they know the same as us. They're in the same position, although they've lost a lot. They've probably lost a few more meetings this season than us. But that wasn't so much in the league. It was in the BSN series and the cup. So they know that a win at Armadale, and they're right back in it. So, and with Richie Worrell at number 5, I've just said already, he's a number 1 at Armadale, and Josh and Craig and the rest of the guys will have their work cut out, making sure we keep him subdued and get the points to make it nice and safe on Friday night.
Yeah, that's it. And you touched on it earlier, didn't you? We go down to Plymouth in 2 weeks' time, isn't it? Tuesday, 2 weeks on Tuesday, the 31st of July or the 1st of August, if I get the way the exact dates work, for the Plymouth pool matches. And you want a lead, don't you? I don't think we've taken any bonus points yet. Or we certainly won't have. We've not had any home wins, and we've not had Birmingham at home yet. So we won't have taken any bonus points yet. And they're going to become crucial. As you say, the away points against the teams round about us are important, but the minimum you need to be taking 3 out of the 5 over the 2 matches.
Yeah, and as Mike Hunter pointed out, Dan Thompson come back with a third different team in as many weeks, so he's had enough laps around Armadale this year, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking through that team there, there's plenty of guys that get around Armadale well, and obviously Plymouth are used to a kind of tight track as it is, so that will hold no fears for them. Even Richie's maybe not had generally that strong a season play by his own standards, but you've seen what he can do at Armadale. So yeah, it'll be no easy match for us on Friday night, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks incredible when you see a 7.57 figure against Richie Worrell's name. You always expect at least a point on top of that. But the one man who'll looking to subdue him early doors, it'll be as early as Heat 4, is Monarchs number 5, Craig Cook. And as we mentioned earlier, Dave got up with him after his performance at Oxford last night.
Here with Craig Cook after a tremendous performance from yourself. Maybe I think the scoreline was a bit harsh on us overall, but for yourself, absolutely phenomenal scoring tonight.
Yeah, up against a tough opposition tonight, you know. Obviously they didn't have Louis Kerr, but you know, when you've got a reserve like Cam Heaps filling in, and you've got Scott who've taken one of the rides, you know, it's very difficult to contend with. So they're a very solid outfit throughout, and there's no doubt about it, we just got beat by the better team.
Yeah, but you clearly love riding with racers that you can trust, with Sam and Scotty, Heat 13 and Heat 15. I hope they've got them on record here, because that was something else to see.
Yeah, I've just since Birmingham, I think we changed a few things with the bike, and the bike's just so much more consistent now, and I just feel like I can ride the bike. I'm probably not getting as much grip, but the bike just feels so much more stable on track, and it's allowing me to gain confidence in my equipment, and allowing me to ride the bike to my potential instead of the bike taking me for a ride. So I feel very comfortable on the bike. Obviously it was a bit difficult for me coming back at Scunthorpe, track a little bit inconsistent, hadn't raced or even had done any training in 6 weeks, so you know, obviously the nerves were jangling a bit at Scunthorpe, but tonight it just felt like I was back into the flow of things, felt comfortable, and you know, I think it showed in my racing.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, Oxford are a top team there. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're looking very good. For us, we've still got to battle for that 6th place on Friday night against Plymouth. It's a team we've really got to put to the sword and start to show our real form at home.
Yeah, we just need to be more consistent throughout. You know, it's very difficult when, you know, it's okay one of the boys having an off night or whatever, but it seems too often that we're all just having an off night at the same time. So, just need to get the boys together and do some more riding, because you know, there's only really Josh that's doing 2 leagues and out there busy all of the time. Obviously you've got likes of Dale doing the bottom league, but it's very difficult for us, you know. Even myself, I feel very still a lot of the time, so I need to get out there, and the boys need to do some more riding. And I think maybe in the near future, you know, if we've got a week gap or whatever, get some practicing in midweek and get the boys together and do something. So we need to figure something out, because we want to be in the playoffs. We want to give ourselves a chance, and to do that, you know, we've got to iron out the problems. You know, if everything was fine and dandy, we'd be winning, but we're not. So it's we need to figure something out as a team, all get together, help each other, and get ourselves up back to winning ways.
Yeah, and as you say, you've not had too many meetings at home either. Not even a full lap when we had that Birmingham meeting a couple of weeks ago. So you'll be desperate to get some track time at Armadale.
I've done enough laps around there. I should know the way now by now, shouldn't I? If I don't, there's something the matter. So, but yeah, no, it'd be good to get back out and get some more laps in. You know, I'm excited that I'm back fit. I'm excited to be back riding the bike. This is what I love doing, and yeah, it's great to be winning.
Yeah, and Plymouth, of course, although they've had their troubles this year, Richie Worrell's been guest in at Edinburgh quite a few, so he's had a lot of rides around there, and that'll be a tough challenge for us on Friday.
Definitely, he's dynamite around there as well, isn't he? So yeah, it's going to be a tough opposition, but I'm up to the challenge.
Brilliant, looking forward to it Friday. Thanks very much, Craig.
Appreciate it, thank you very much.
Thank you. That's it. Thanks, Nolan.
There we go, Dave. Craig Cook says he's up to challenge. The Monarchs will be too, and we want you all there. The easiest way to do that is to get yourself on to the Monarchs website, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. We'll get your tickets. If you can't make it along, myself and Mike will be in the commentary box on the stream, edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/EMTV. That's Friday night at 7:30 for the Plymouth match. 23 and a half hours later, so slightly earlier tapes up time, 7 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be the Academy's turn, Scott. It's a visit to probably the most talked about team in British Speedway this year, the Workington Comets. And for your point of view, I guess your phone bill, I wouldn't want to see what that looks like, the amount of changes that are in that Academy team. You've had your troubles to seek putting a 1 to 7 together.
Yeah, it's been a little bit tough since relatively early in the season. Obviously, we had Alex with his sort of long-term injury, and then we've had problems with Kieran, and then with Jacob and Adam doing the championship. Sometimes we're missing them, so it has been a little bit of scurrying about trying to get guests and decide who's going where and who's going to be rider replacement and all that sort of stuff. So it has been a bit difficult, but I think the team that we've got for Saturday's more than capable of beating Workington. It'll be a hard match. They're obviously got one or two problems themselves with Bailey and Krang not being there on Saturday, so we need to take advantage of that. And I think we've got a really good guest for Jacob and Ashton. He's absolutely flying this season. You kind of have to remind yourself he's only 15 when you see him riding. He is just superb. So got a good cover for Jacob there, and the rest of the boys all Dale and Mickey were chipping in some good points, and Dale was excellent at Berwick a few weeks ago. So if they can carry that.
You're just breaking up a wee bit, Scott. You get the same, Graham?
Yeah, I think there was some technical issues in the Wilson household there, which broke up. But I think the message from Scott was pretty clear. The team that's put together on Saturday is going out to win. You've seen the team go along the bottom, so just a couple of changes. It will be Ashton Bowen in for Jacob Hook, as Scott mentioned. We've all seen how good he was for Leicester at Armadale just a few weeks ago. It's Mark Parker that comes in for Kieran Lydon. Kieran unfortunately suffered a recurrence of that shoulder injury, and the news hasn't been great for Alex Spooner. He looks like he's maybe going to be out for the long term, so it'll be rider replacement for him. And Dave, Scott also touched on the Workington team. A couple of changes, of course. Connor Bailey, he's in action for Redcar, so it's the devil of last year League Comp one that comes in, and another former sort of Monarch man or ties with the Monarchs, Luke Krang. Unfortunately, he's got knee ligament damage. I spoke to Luke earlier on in the week. He had a visit to the physio on Monday that he was hoping to get good news, but unfortunately, he didn't get the news he was hoping for. So he's missing. But you look at that Workington team on paper there, and it'll be the League Comp. But then Ace Piper, he knows his way around Armadale. Elliot Kelly, of course, was a Dale Devil last year. So it's kind of time for the Academy team to step up at home as well.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. I mean, there's some cracking riders in that Workington outfit, especially. I mean, Lee Compliment, he'll try it. No one's going to try harder than him. Well, certainly what it looks like, I'm sure guys are trying just as hard as the reality. But but I'm really excited to see how Ashton Mugan gets on, and of course we want to see Max and Adam get back to what we're seeing at the start of the season. We're getting out there scoring 14, 15 points and then dominating the meetings. It's not an easy one for them, but it's just as we said for the Monarchs, for the Academy, there is no more room for errors, and we need to be picking up points. And it was, I can't remember what the score was at Workington, but it'll be a one thing to get the 2 points on Friday, but another thing to get the 3 and on Saturday even. Sorry, I fell into that one. You'll know, Scotty, how many points we need to get to that bonus point.
Yeah, we lost by 16 down there, so we need to hit 54 on Saturday night to get it. I think our first objective is just to win the meeting. If we've built up a lead at some point, then we can start looking at that bonus point. But we just want to win the meeting first and foremost. On Sunday at Milden Hall, it left a pretty sour taste walking away from that, being so close, and really kind of shooting ourselves in the foot to not take that win away. That we just want to get back to winning ways. You know, it was a little bit bittersweet at Berwick. Obviously, a really good result, but with the injuries that came with it. But we we enjoyed that result, and we want to get back to winning ways on Saturday. And then, as I say, we'll worry about the bonus point if that looks within reach.
Yeah, and I think you were kind of starting to touch on it. I just in your previous answer before you broke up at the end that they've both had their troubles to seek in the last couple of weeks. Mickey at Berwick with the bike going on fire and burning his leg, and then Dale in that Oxford match last night, the chain wrapping around, and I saw a picture and a couple of pictures and a video on Facebook today. It looked pretty nasty, but for me, they're probably the key men. You kind of what to expect from Max, Adam, these kind of guys, but Mickey and Dale riding themselves into form, I would say now, and picking up more and more points. And when you're running, with Markle tries hard out, but probably the least experienced rider in the league at this stage, and then ride the replacement for Alex Spooner. When you know that Mickey and Dale are probably on for 11 rides, maybe between them, somewhere in that kind of vein. They're probably the key men.
Yeah, they are. It always happens that way when you've got rider replacement for someone, a second string. It then puts pressure on the reserves because they're going to have to take 2 or 3 of those rides, as well as their own. But as you say, they are coming into form. I think you can see, particularly with Dale, how much riding in the championship is bringing him on, because he's now starting to kind of assert his authority on certainly the second strings and reserves in the National League. He's starting to regularly beat them, either from the gate or passing, which is really encouraging. And his confidence is just growing match by match, as he starts putting more and more race wins on the board for us. And we'll need that again on Saturday, there's no question. The likes of Heat 2, Heat 8, those sorts of races, you look to Dale now to be winning those. And Mickey was beating himself up a little bit on Sunday, with dropping a point in one race. But when you look at his scores in the other race, he got 5-1 with Dale. He was, he beat Ben Trigger, which is, coming into some good form. And as you say, we're gonna need him probably 4 or 5 times on Saturday. So those guys will be absolutely key. Confidence in them that they'll step up to the plate for us.
Yeah, I totally agree, Scott. And I do think with a little bit of luck, we probably could have got a lot more out of that meeting in Mildenhall. And as you say, heats 2, 8, 12 and 14 are just as crucial. The points count the same as the heats 13 and 15. Just wander through a couple of the comments we've got. We've not really touched on them tonight. Everybody buzzing about Cookie. That's stunning cutback, as we said. And Chris has obviously seen this video, as has John Clements. Ryan Muir saying, hello, Scotty. Hello, boss.
Hi, Ryan.
We've got more from Chris. He's busy tonight. At least suggesting things we're stronger than him. And Cleggy a 15-point max. That's perhaps a big ask, but it would be nice for him to get back to that form he was on last season and earlier in the season. And the last one I'll put up is from John, which is, I think we probably know the answer to that one, which is, are you targeting the playoffs or are you targeting the league? And who's the best rider you've ever watched at Armadale?
So in terms of targets, I think the playoffs are still just about there. We probably needed to win on Sunday to get ourselves right back into that mix. So in terms of end of season goals, we'll probably just put that on the shelf a little bit for the next couple of weeks. If we win our 2 home matches and go to Bellevue and pick something up, then we can maybe reassess it at that point. But at the moment, I think the primary focus is just to get back to winning meetings. And we'll worry about the end of the season in a few weeks' time, when the dust sort of settles. We're having a busy spell at the moment. And then in terms of the best rider I've watched at Armadale, it's difficult to look past 2012 to 2015 Craig Cook. Particularly the 2014 version was just sensational. The kid in me would want to say Freddie Shott or Peter Carr from those early 2000s, but I think Cookie probably just pips it. He was just so dominant in those few years. So yeah, we'll go with Cookie on that one.
There we go. And then come the end of Friday, Scott, you'll be saying 2023 Craig Cook. I'll be getting added into that list as well. I've no doubt about that. The Cookie Monster's back. But
let's hope so.
As we've said, busy weekend of Speedway at Armadale. So for Saturday, it's the same link for your tickets. It's edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets. I probably should have said earlier on, actually. I was forgetting we're doing this on Thursday night. So if you do want to get your tickets with the early bird discount, then you have until midnight tonight for the Monarchs match on Friday. I assume you then get until tomorrow night for the Saturday match to get the discounted tickets. And if you can't make it along to either, the live stream will be myself and Dave on the stream on Saturday night. So if you've not fed up here after
the new challenge,
warbling here, then you'll get another nice couple hours off us then. There's also some bonus Speedway. Both nights feature the Northern Junior League. I forget exactly, it's Workington Meteors they're calling themselves, aren't they, on Saturday. Yep. And I forgot to write down what the fixture is tomorrow night, which was abysmal off me. Scott, can you remember? Is it your side of the Northern Junior League tomorrow night?
Is there an NGL match tomorrow? I'm not 100% sure, but there's definitely the Armadale Angels and the Workington Meteors on Saturday.
I don't know if that was a question for me there. You were cutting out there, guys.
That's fine. I'll double check my program notes and we'll confirm that on social media. But as I say, a busy weekend of Speedway nonetheless. Starting 7:30 tomorrow night. It's the Stellar Monarchs against the Plymouth Gladiators, and a must win for the Monarchs. I'll be there. Dave will be there. Scott will be there. We hope you will too. Myself and Dave will be back over the weekend to review all the action. But until then, as always, thanks for joining and good night.
Hold on. Yeah, you're too sharp for me as always, Graham. You're winding it up there, but
too sharp. Have I missed something, Dave? I've not got anything else on my contents list here. Have I missed something?
Well, I mean, I guess we've got there was a few rearranged fixtures coming up, so I'll put them on the screen as well. And obviously, there's no home match next week, so we won't have a preview show next week. But as you say, we'll have a focus on description this weekend, and of course, for anybody the 125cc support class, it was officially confirmed that lineup that we said the other week is the top three for so Rocco is the British youth champion of the 125cc support class, and I believe he gets his trophy on Sunday at Ashfield during the under-21 final. So that was a we extra thing I thought mentioned there. The academy is always it's good to see the young guys you've been involved in that a wee bit, Scott, and it was a good achievement from the boys this year, from all of them, not just Rocco, for them all to be up there near the top of that leaderboard. So yes,
yeah, absolutely. To have three of the top four, and then I think Lee Harrison ended up at 5th or 6th. So 4 out of the top 6 being academy graduates is pretty impressive when you think really it's still in its infancy. We've only been going a couple of years with the academy. So, big well done to all the boys and parents and all the support, everybody that makes it happen.
Guys, you'll be hoping I'll be lining up at 2, 4, 6 and 7 for the Monarchs Academy in 3 or 4 years' time, no doubt, Scott. So, well done to all involved there. I think now, as you can see there, tomorrow night, 7:30, it's the Stellar Monarchs versus the Plymouth Gladiators in the championship. 23.5 hours later, on Saturday at 7 o'clock, we've got the Monarchs Academy versus Workington Comets. And Dave, I've said I'll be there. I know that for a fact. I can't wait now. It feels like it's been forever since we've saw any speedway at Armadale. So fingers crossed.
Yeah,
This
touch wood on the old
weekend,
weather.
we get back to racing, and both teams get back on that parade at the end of Heat 15, not just at the start of Heat 1.
Definitely. Looking forward to it. Big 48 hours of racing. 2 big wins needed from the 2 teams, and hopefully we'll get that and get some good racing. And thanks very much, Scott, for joining us tonight and for the comments we've had as well. Always good to see. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get on there and get there. We're nearly, we've got about 700 subscribers. It'd be nice to get a few more in there. So if you're watching on Facebook, get on YouTube and sign up and subscribe to the Edinburgh Monarchs YouTube channel. That'd be great. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sounds good. So I don't know what's been going on with this light in here. I'm going like a two-face here. So before I descend full into darkness, we'll say good night. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all over the weekend.
See you then.